Hey all, can you hear me just fine? Every time I redo the audio setup for this, it just ends up being a complete mess. I end up going back to look at it in the VOD and it's like always like 20 decibels lower than it needs to be. It's insane. The music's not too loud, like I'm coming in just fine. Yeah, audio's good. I hope it ends up saving it well, because I've I've been having a headache trying to like reset up my old kind of way that I had my audio working before. Music is just a hair loud. Okay. Let me bring it down a few more decibels then. It's at minus 20 now. So it should be more in the background. How are you all doing? I missed last month, which is a shame because that would have been a really good reaction, to be honest. Actually, while we are waiting, are you all doing okay? Yeah, I had like a stomach virus last month, and it was like, and the frustrating thing is like the year before, I'm pretty sure the same month, exact same time, I had the exact same stomach virus. So, that's frustrating, but what are you gonna do? Alright, so before we get started with the new chapter, since I was not here last time around, I want to just do like a little recap of what happened during chapter 22, because that had a lot happening and I want to at least cover a little bit of it live. So I'm not gonna like read it live like I usually do, but I'm just gonna go through it real quick and like cover a few of the things that I wish I covered last month. Alright. So we have this whole thing where the narrator makes fun of Paco's car, and they have the worst idea ever of impersonating a bank employee to commit fraud. Okay. I'll assume that they know a bit more about what they're doing than it would typically make sense, because like the idea of doing that, just in my head, it's like, yeah, the IRS is gonna just get you immediately for that. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we have had like inklings of like a weird similarity between Charming Man and a bunch of the rock humans in JOJOLANds. Mostly like from his skin being described as like sandpaper or whatever. And like his ability is basically Dr. Wu, like pretty much exactly. There are some minute differences, but like it was pretty much like shown off the exact same way. And so like right here is like my whole family's like this. Same goes for my whole clan, the whole clan in my village. First of all, there's like, alright, and my little brother Malka too. Charming Man, that roughness, is it a stand? Nah, the stand is separate from that. That's something only I have. So it's basically like exactly what Dr. Wu was doing, where like his body is basically already silicon based and kind of like rough and rocky, but his stand ability takes advantage of that and he like breaks apart to do all this weird shit with it. The skin is the physical disposition my clan has. We're tough against the heat and the cold. We have long lifespans, but the top cause of death in old age is the calcification of waste products. maybe it's because of the climate, but the soil in the village also has rough rock-like earthworms and moles too. So basically just like also describing rock animals in the village too. And obviously like the way that we have had that visual of his face cracking like tears is so good. Yeah, I really like it. They're obviously not like exactly similar to the rock humans that we knew in JOJOLian, but there could be a few explanations for that. One might be just different climate causes different developments in how the rock humans, like their physiological behavior works. And two, it might also be the thing that I've wanted to see for so long with JOJOLian, that like maybe there's some level of like mixture between the rock humans and the humans going on here, where they're the descendants of rock humans and humans, and they have some kind of different like physiological properties as a result of that. Yeah. So they have this awful plan of going onto Howler's boat and basically like trying to get him to sign it over to them. I don't fully get. Wait, have we not started the new chapter yet? I'm just going over the previous chapter since I wasn't streaming last month. The court order is going to go into effect momentarily, so the actual seizing should be happening within 72 hours. I remember, like... Yeah, alright, so... What I'm not entirely understanding so far is why the lava rock wouldn't naturally take advantage of this whole situation where, like, there's 72 hours or whatever, and somehow maneuver everything so that it lands in the lap of like Jojo's group. Because basically what we've seen so far of the lava rock seems to point to that being how it works, right? Like, I'm not wrong there, I don't think. So just like the fact that they have these documents alone should be like kind of procuring fate to try to move all the wealth there in their direction. I think the gist of it is like they don't want to take any risks and kind of guide it along themselves in the process. I don't really. I assume moving an entire landmass would require some human intervention. Well, it's not moving an entire landmass. It's just like the ownership rights of the landmass. You know, like that, they already have like documents pertaining to it. The way the lava rock works, like something about that should kind of just like fall into their lap naturally. It might take longer than they would otherwise want, but I feel like kind of trying to finagle it the way they're doing is not really a good idea. But I remember that there was something that Meryl made every single month. I forget how to pronounce the end of Meryl's name. I remember Meryl saying something about like needing to have it done in a week, so that might have something to do with it. I pretty much not like, it's different from how it was with JOJOLian, where I was going back and rereading a bunch of chapters along the way every time the new chapter releases. Like, I'm not really reading JOJOLands much besides when I'm reading it on stream. It's kind of just like out of my head for that part, like outside of the streaming, but like I'm enjoying it, but it's not like dominating my headspace in the same way, so I don't really remember a lot of stuff in the same way that I would with JOJOLian. But this whole situation where, oh yeah, Charming Man's whole deal with constantly changing into the the banker, and then the chapter before that, he was like talking with the banker's wife or something, and like it's very funny, but it's also kind of silly. I really like Dragona's outfit here. What else? Jodio just looks so ridiculous, like just being like a kid going along with this banker and Dragona in a kind of like secretary uniform, I guess you could say. It doesn't matter what they do, but they need to speed it up because they have Howler gunning for them. They have to finish the deal before he can kill them. The weird thing about it is, like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Because, like, dealing with Howler obviously is something that they need to do to protect whatever they gain, especially if they don't want him going after the Lava Rock himself. But on the other hand, that's something they need to do regardless of when the wealth actually is drawn to them, right? The wealth being drawn to them isn't predicated on them defeating Howler, and, you know, like, they need to defeat Howler, but they don't need to draw the wealth to them manually, right? Does that make sense? It's like two separate things. Like, the wealth is going to come to them regardless of what they do, as long as they have the Lava Rock. So their concern should more be with protecting the Lava Rock and preventing Howler from, like, going on the offensive and taking them out. Which kind of, like, they're doing that here, but it seems like their priority is more aligned with getting the wealth as fast as possible, which I think is like a skewed priority on their end. Nothing wrong with the like writing in that case. Like, I could see why they would want to. I just don't think it's the right decision on their part. Let's see, what else? Okay, and then something about this panel down here is just really funny to me. Like, the two of them just like looking out at the little dinghy coming their way. I love this. I love this because one, like, how it's doing like the quote-unquote subtle thematic stuff in the background with like Hawaii and how like the wealth is going around, and like, because the whole thing with Queen Liliu Kalani and like the Bayonet Constitution and all that stuff it was pretty much about like corporate interests in America basically being used as the means for annexing this kingdom, right? So, I believe, like, Dole Company, you know the fruit company Dole? The one who was, like, leading after the Bayonet Constitution and all that stuff, in Hawaii was, like, had something to do with the Dole Company, the fruit company, that, like, basically wanted, like Hawaii for agricultural reasons, right? So like there's this stuff where it's like the crypto, what's it called? Cryptography? That's not the word. It's like hiding information in plain sight with like a heist kind of motivation going on, but it's also kind of doing some like commentary on the themes in the background of it, and I just really like that a lot. It's very good economy of stuff. It's a little blatant, but I still like it. So that like they are basically getting messages from Meryl. Fruit company triggered the sleeper agent inside. You joke, but that might actually play into it. Like, That's why I thought that before Rohan ended up showing up, that it would be related to the Higashikatas, because, like, Hawaii and a fruit company, like, that's, you know, there's, like, stuff going on there that's obviously going to play into the themes that would be really interesting, depending on what Araki's planning on doing with the Higashikatas in JOJOLands. Okay, so that's where my final theory comes in. I think the lava rock will be shot by one of Howler's RPGs into a cloud so the dust can go down as rain and make Hawaii belong to Jodio. That's an inverse of what happened to the Hawaiian monarchy, King Jodio Joestar. I don't know about that. It's really interesting because, like, Jodio, like, he grew up in Hawaii, but he's also, like, from New Jersey, right? So, like, there can be some interesting playing around with, like, whether Jodio's interests are actually, like, aligning with taking wealth away from, like, people who need it, or just, like, hoarding it for himself, or if he actually, like, plays into making things more prosperous. Did you read it already? I don't want to spoil. We're gonna get to it in like a minute. I just wanted to finish going through this. Alright, yeah, then we have Meryl being pursued by the other stand users. I do not recall their names. They're all named after cities, I believe, like port cities. And this is all pretty fun. I really wonder if Meryl has a stand and if we're going to see it in the new chapter. We'll see in a bit. I like the cryptic messages. There's like a lot of funny stuff going on here, but let's just skim through it for now. This is a fun stand. It's like, is it an explosion stand? I'm not entirely sure. And then we have Usagi and Paco going back to get to Merome. Alright, and then we have the new chapter. Alright, okay. Alright. Oh, you're still going after the last chapter in 20 minutes. Like, yeah, I just wanted to, like, cover the stuff that I missed and also, like, give people a chance to get in. But I think people are probably in by now, and we are good to go. So I'm very interested in what this chapter is going to hold. It's kind of... This is a funny cover page. It's very... It's a very thin J. Something about, like, the way that this is composed is, like, it's kind of dumb. But I do like it a bit. Is it literally... Did it even get, like, redrawn the second time, the smaller J? Or did they just scale it down? Anyone reminded of Great Days? I believe Great Days kind of based that off of, I think it was one of the volume covers of Part 5. I might be wrong there. It might have been Part 4, but I think it was Part 5. Okay. Dolphin Banks Debt Collection Part 2. I'm still curious as to why it's the Dolphin Bank. Because, like, the first thing that comes to mind is, Green Dolphin Street Prison, right? Which, that might not be, like, an intentional parallel, and it's just like, hey, dolphins, it's ocean-related, but, you know. It's very interesting if it is a parallel. Okay, let's change the music a bit. On the higher altitudes of that dry and barren region of volcanic rock, there are actually areas covered with snow. And on this vast north slope on Hualalai, on the island of Hawaii, stands the Howler family house. Inheritance of the Howler family. Locked away in that house, in a storage room that houses treasures that have been handed down from generation to generation, there is a treasure chest like the sort you see in Pirates of the Caribbean. Why Pirates of the Caribbean specifically? The contents of which had been put up for sale in the outside world. The treasures The treasures include a Tintoretto painting. Is that an artist? Hold on. Tintoretto. That sounds familiar. Ah, it's like a fresco artist, yeah. 3D Johnny Depp pirate movie. Why did that? That's just inconsistent, Rocky. You're gonna say it explicitly Pirates of the Caribbean here, but Joshu can't comment on Pirates of the Caribbean. He's asked to be watching a 3D Johnny Depp pirate movie. Alright, if you say so. Jewels, precious metals, Etruscan-era Italian vases, and Murano antique glasses, among other things. They had to let go of all of them all to turn them into cash. Because the first generation head of the family, Latrado, discovered a water source on that barren land. His descendants were able to operate a successful farm there. It's just because Joshi was too dumb to remember the name of the movie. Yeah, probably. That's Shoshu. But then, in 1967, a wildfire burned down all of the Howler family's pastures on the North Slope. It would take years for everything to recover from that scorched land. Would the bank lend them even more money? The Howler family was driven to the verge of bankruptcy for the first time since its founding. Okay. What I'm curious about is, like, the lava rock comes from Hualalai, right? But, like, the way that it seemed was, like, Howler knew about the lava rock and its properties. So, like, why... You have to wonder, why is it so difficult for them to keep, like, some level of wealth on hand? It should be just naturally drawn to Hualalai, you would think. I'd imagine deep from within Hualalai. If I recall chapter 2 with Rohan, when it showed him, he was, like, on... like what looked like a sort of like ashy volcanic area. It's a big mountain, so it's probably super hard to find it in the twisting lava tubes. That's the thing, though. It's a lava rock. How hard could it be to find a lava rock in the lava tubes? I wonder if it's like some parts of the pumice had specifically like drawn more power to them from like, because it seems like the volcanoes are supposed to be a devil's palm. So perhaps like certain parts of it were more spiritual, I guess, than others? Maybe? From Aka Howler's perspective, this was his grandfather's idea. This was his grandfather's era. At that time, there was a Hawaii state representative named Montebrudo. Montebrudo? That representative set his sights on the water source owned by the dying Howler farm, and suddenly started claiming that the water source is under state jurisdiction. Letrado had actually been given the North Slope from the royal family before the state of Hawaii had been annexed in 1898. And legally, the land was theirs only via verbal agreement between the royal family and Letrado. What year does Steel Ball Run take place? Because 1898, I believe, is the accurate to the year that Hawaii was annexed, but hold on. Steel Ball Run. I believe Steel Ball Run was like 1890. Oh, yeah, it was before the 1900s. So it was 8 years later. I wonder if that's going to play into the story in any way. Because like just 8 years after Funny Valentine, like that would be interesting if like, I don't know, like it might just like go just naturally how it is in American history, but it would be like Araki does have the opportunity to do something with like Funny Valentine's legacy, basically having something to do with the annexation and play into like how things are going right now in like JOJOLands. I don't know. You might not want to touch that kind of sort of thing, but your ancestor, Mr. Letrado, was truly a great man. That is without question. Oh wait, and legally, the land was theirs only via verbal agreement between the royal family and Letrado. Your ancestors, Mr. Letrado, was truly a great man. That is without question. However, a water source belongs to the public. His descendants have nothing to do with it. You understand that, don't you, Howler-san? While Montebrudo's words sounded noble, this congressman had actually had ties between the Hawaiian mafia behind the scenes. He was in fact hoping fervently he could gain sole control over the rights to the Howler family's water source in order to develop a resort, hotel, and villas on the land. What's more, it was them that unleashed the wildfire on the North Slope farmland, though proof of that fact was not recorded in history. Truck. What the hell is this guy's problem? Jeez, can you drive any slower? God, what a hunk of junk that truck is. I gotta get an exhaust emission law written up. Hey, drive past him on the double. No, alternate universe Senator Wilson Phillips. Oh shit, what the hell? Oh, is that Letrado? Did he do it personally? Sorry about this. I know you just happened to be the driver, but the land that was handed down to me by my ancestors takes precedence. No, don't do it. Is that? Is that the lava rock? Or a lava rock? What does Latrada look like? Yeah. No. Am I getting the names mixed up? No, Latrada was the ancestor. This is just Akka's grandfather. Okay. Got it. I don't think it said his name at any point. Alright. Come here. Right here, young lad. Over here, Akka. Sit right over here next to me. Let's watch TV together. Oh no, JoJo child. Listen, lad, this is just a piece of paper. But we're entering an age where all information is going to be entered into and managed by computers. When does this take place? No matter how small or deep in the mountains that land is. I took the opportunity to make it the deed of this family's land, officially ours under the law. A promise is a promise. The Hualalai North Slope will always belong to the Howler family. There's nothing in this world that lasts forever, but don't let anybody say otherwise. And that box, be sure to keep precious things inside it. That was the first generation Latrada's will. If you ever get in trouble and have to take something out, know that it's certain to make its way back here eventually. Oh. Is that chest made out of lava rocks? Interesting. 1980s? That's a bit of foresight, but maybe he's really like into computers at this point. He predicted the internet. When was the internet created? Like, conceptually, it was around that time, but like, 1990s? Mid-90s? He just has amazing foresight, man. It bounced around from place to place for over 10 years, but that Tintoretto painting eventually made its way back here. These things saved the Howler family back when we were in dire straits because of the wildfire. It was revealed... Okay. It bounced around from place to place for over 10 years. Alright, so, like, it can be a long period of time before the wealth, reaches you. Okay, that's good to know. So, you need to be proactive if you actually want to, like, accumulate a lot of money really quickly. It was revealed that the art dealer was actually an underworld organization. And among the works of art that were seized in this arrest was a Tintoretto painting that sold at auction for $70 million. Okay, no, it isn't made out of it. There's just bits of the lava rock inside the box. That makes sense. Akka, it's not sand or dirt or anything like that. You should treat that with the utmost respect. It's also vitally important that it be left inside the box. That's a lava rock, though it's deteriorated. It's gotten brittle. Nearly all of it has crumbled away at this point. Nothing in this world lasts forever, and there's nothing else out there like it. The first generation head of the family, Latrado, found it somewhere on those mountains of the gods, but I have no idea where. I am Dolphin Bank's General Manager of Sales, Yokohama. Yeah, I picked up on that. Nothing lasts forever, not even cold November rain. It's a line from the song. I'm telling you, like, this is a story about what was it? I don't remember the exact line, but about, like, one person becoming, filthy rich. One guy, something, becoming filthy rich. he becomes filthy rich, that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to stay filthy rich. You see? One boy becoming filthy rich, yeah. One boy in the subtropical islands becoming filthy rich or something like that. He can still do that and then lose it all after. You get what I'm saying? I think that's the direction we're going. We're gonna get more and more and more and more, and then eventually, you know, all comes crashing down. And like, depending on the trajectory of how JoJo's arc goes, it could come down in a good way or come down in a really bad way, but we'll see. Will JoJo die at the end of part 9? Possible. I'd like to see a route more where like JoJo kind of just like leaves it all behind, and he's more he leaves a more enlightened person. You know, but nah. We'll see where it goes. I can see it going in a bunch of different directions. And this is my subordinate, Pink. Are they just going with that now? And this, and in the back is my assistant and bag carrier, Noir. Noir. JoJo came up with that name himself, didn't he? Alright. Paco and Usagi running off. JoJo, should we really be boarding this ship? Nora's black and French. Yeah, I know. I got that. If there are 2 pursuers that are at Merome's location right now, that means they're looking for one thing: who it was that shot and killed that agent at the hospital. They're not looking for the bank employee. Also, this lava rock is our ally. That valuable land is certain to become ours. Let's go. We keep moving forward. No problem. What is going on here? Are they just like eyeing each other, like trying to sibling communicate telepathically? I'd like permission to board. So it's you. I thought you'd come, you piece of shit. Damn. Alright. Good vibes. Oh, what the hell? No! No! Oh no! He's duplicating! He's everywhere! He's figured out mitosis! Oh my god. I wasn't expecting that at all. Yes, when Gappy did get busy, holy shit. They all look like him, right? Except for like that one in the corner, like at the leftmost. They all have like his facial features. None of them are even Haruno's. They all have like the same haircut, like a crew cut or something. I'm like completely thrown off, right? She's Key West, the lawyer. She'll be joining us, and that's my crew. Come on board, Yokohama. There's no shot that Rocky didn't do this intentionally. Are you kidding? Of course he did it intentionally. Like, it's not even in question. How the hell would he do that without thinking about it? He knows exactly what he's doing. Oh, holy shit, this guy. Alright. Alright, calm down. Calm down. Oh my god. Rocky's trying to mess with me specifically. Yeah, it feels like that sometimes. Alright. Hello everyone. Here's my business card. Hello, hello. Yes, hello. My name is Pink Nagasaki. What an aim. Alright. Woo! I'm making fun of Jodio, but like, Pink Nagasaki, really? Nagasaki in Yokohama, alright. Wow. Whoa. Hey, is that? Wow. He has a merry-go-round on his yacht? Jesus. That's not even practical. Alright, whatever. I'd love to ride on a merry-go-round where I can see all the stars in the night sky reflecting on the sea. I feel like I might pee myself. What? You have quite lovely skin. You should play Persona 5 OST Arc. I would, but Atlas has been like pounding me with content claims after I've done stuff like that. After I've played like Persona and Metaphor music, so I'm holding off on that. I can change this though for a bit. Something more energetic. But to be working under Yokohama-san, you must be quite brilliant. What university did you go to? University? You mean like, what, school? Harvard. What? Huh? Oh, Harvard? Me too, that means you're my kohai. I know it's just a translation thing, but like, that's a really funny thing to say about like... alright. How's my Professor Herzberg doing? Huh? Hers? Well, they just walk off. Hmm? Huh? What? Where are you going? Okay, shall we begin? Get talking. Yokohama. Did I miss something? I don't really like see the flow of what's going on here. Is it like... Oh, I see now. Alright, Akka has the gun on him, and he's going down with them. Okay. Yeah, I just didn't notice Akka holding onto the gun here. Alright. Yokohama, we're here for business. Is there really a need to have something like that here? A need? Is the thing you're asking about having a need or not? Or not this? Well, it's not particularly needed for me, but maybe it's needed for you? You two back there, you sure look young. Though folks call me young sometimes too. Don't just stand there, sit down at the table. Yes, so this really isn't something I need at all, honestly. I'm just placing it on the table, okay? Oh my god, they're back! Bring them in. You know, it's gonna be so funny when, like, we have all these, like, sailors or whatever, and then Gappy just shows up and he's in a completely different outfit, right? That's gonna be funny. They even have the same midriff he has. You're right. What's the song? It's Golden Slaughterer from Umineko. I've been reading it a lot lately. It's a very good story. What? Okay, just like giant... Oh, that's what they were bringing. Okay, just like giant suitcases full of money. Cold hard cash. Count it all up, and you'll find 2 million in each case. And, in addition, he's still holding on to the gun. I thought he was putting it on the table. Liar. Count it all up and you'll find 2 million in each case. And in addition, there are 20 cases in total. Here, I'll give them to you, Yokohama. As in you personally. We've known each other a long time, and I'll give the same amount to each of those two behind you. If you can't fit it all on your boat, then just say the word and I'll have them sent anywhere in the world. Yokohama, you have a position of quite great responsibility at Dolphin Bank. And I can't say I have any real interest in what kind of salary you make, how much you make over your lifetime, or how much you pay in taxes. But in the end, you're just an employee. The bank doesn't actually belong to you, right? So I want you to do something about this trouble I'm having. As in, like, get the bank to take the hit. And then you can be friends forever. You and me can be friends forever. And we'll go out on my sunny deck and pop some champagne. So those loan documents for $30 billion of debt, a young lady next to you, she's gotta be a bright one, right? Maybe she can take charge of them, eh? Hold on. So that's what this is. That's the type of approach you're taking, is it? If you all got arrested, you'd all get off with a light sentence. Even if you quit the bank and made a run for it, this is plenty of money, right? It's $40 million each. So, 120 million in total between the three of us. Given that he's got a debt of 30 billion from when he put the North Slope up as collateral, that would mean he'd settle this whole thing pretty cheaply. Man, this guy. If we were real bank employees, we might have actually taken him up on it. But our goal is everything he's got. I'm afraid I can't do that, Halder-san. The illegal arms manufacturing you're doing in Hawaii's Walalai North Slope is a matter of national security. That's an undeniably major crime. You can be certain that the state government is going to come to seize that land within 72 hours. I ain't making anything like that. Got it? I ain't making anything like that. I ain't making anything like that. Got it, you piece of shit? Regardless of what you've heard publicly, it seems there's been some kind of misunderstanding that's caused that false rumor to spring up. Nothing more. We'll take care of the issue regarding arms manufacturing. There's no need for the bank to worry about that. There ain't an ounce of proof I've done anything illegal, and there's no way in hell I'll let the state government seize a thing. Halder-san, one of this world's absurdities is happening right now. You think you can pay for this with money? Are you kidding me? Don't you know you're going to lose your income? Once the state government swoops in, how exactly do you intend to give us the 30 billion in debt you owe? I have no idea what Howler Co. is doing with that North Slope. But even if you're innocent, if that factory stops, even temporarily, then you'll be in the red, won't you? That'd be a huge problem for us. Understand? That's our concern. That's why we've amicably come on your ship. Okay, here. Here you are. So we have a proposition. Take a look at this map of Oahu. Here. This area is marked on this map. This area marked on this map is on the island of Oahu, currently owned by Dolphin Bank. It's land we're trying to sell off. There's several spots, but this one here is very good land. Mount Ka'ala. It's a spot that would make great farmland if someone wanted to use it for that. That 30 billion in debt, we're not asking you to somehow pay it back with money. Instead, I'm suggesting a trade of collateral for your debt. Exchanging this land the bank currently owns for your North Slope, the munitions factory land. Of course, the land market prices on the island of Hawaii or the island of Oahu are different, but this would be a trade of land. The North Slope goes to the bank, and the Oahu land goes to Howler Co. In the land contract, the records will be exchanged as having equal value. It's interesting. Alright. Charming Man is like putting on a really good performance here. That's impressive. You aren't losing anything here. If you just switch up what you're putting up as collateral, then regardless of what the state government does with the munitions factory, though not all of them, this will make sure Howler Co.'s assets will be protected. Exchange the North Slope. You really should take it. No, you have to take it. I don't think your factory is innocent of any wrongdoing, but if it does end up being clear of charges, we'll let you buy the land back. We already have all the documents drawn up. Okay, so they're actually way more prepared to do this than they initially seem to be. I'm pretty... It has to be like something with like Meryl May helped them draft this stuff up, because I don't think anyone like these guys could manage to do this on their own, you know? Maybe Charming Man knows a lot more about this sort of stuff than he lets on, but yeah, like Meryl May seems to be the one who has like her shit together of everyone in the group. This is the deed, Howler-san. Just sign here and everything will be settled. This part is fake. There won't be any exchange of land. All this does is bring the land into our possession. How does that work? Is it just like they can't contest anything afterwards because like they wouldn't have a legal like basis to do it on? Or they wouldn't want investigation into fraud? Yokohama, Sales General Manager. This doesn't seem right. Do you really have the power to do all that? I'm trusted by upper management. It's because of the law of Rockwell, yeah, but they're signing away the rights, you can't undo that. I mean, couldn't you under like criminal charges or something like that? I think it depends. I'm not entirely sure though. I'm trusted by upper management. I was told just this morning, go there and make sure this gets done. If you'd like to check it over, be my guest. Honestly, it would be much riskier for me to accept something like this. We're headed to the principal's office. We just arrived at the school gate. Okay. Mr. Howler inherited that land from his ancestors. He's not going to just trade it away for some land on Oahu. Soggy emoji. Alright, not gonna just trade it away for some land on Oahu. What's more, there's no way that can be an alternate place to be collateral. The place handed down to him by his ancestors was the farm on Hualalai. Just that one part of it. Take the deal. It was you, the 8th head of the family, that started the side business of the munitions factory, right? No matter what you say, the state government is going to get moving in a day or two. Listen to me. It's over. Oh. He brought some of the lava rock with him. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. So what happens in this case? Is it just because, like, is it just going to prioritize Dragona's lava rock because it's larger? I didn't expect this. Alright, that's interesting. That's interesting. Alright. I like how he just, like, spread it across the table, too. Oh, that's Dragona's? It's not his lava rock? His was the one that was kind of crumpled up, though. Like dusty. Is Dragona just, like, leaving around bits of pumice everywhere? Hold on a sec. I'm putting this conversation on pause. Oh, no, that's even smarter. Holy sh... Is it being drawn together? Oh, that's... Does he have, like, parts of his lava rock and, like, it's parts of Dragona's lava rock is being drawn to the other lava rock? And it's, like, coming together magnetically? Or is it just, like, spreading just because it's just grains of sand? That seems like Dragona is being careless about it if it's that fragile, but, like... Weird. Alright, I guess we'll get more information after. What is this? It's scattered all over. Ah. What is this stuff? Something got scattered on top of the money. It's becoming brittle and crumbling. I've seen this before. Akka, these things saved the Howler family after the wildfire. The lava rock got there from behind my pendant. Fragments of the lava rock? What are those? No way, it's deteriorating. The bundles of banknotes. Dragona is surrounded by things worth money. Hey, you there. What'd you say your name was? Stand up. Something strange is going on with the lava rock. Alright, interesting. Alright, okay. I don't know. If Jodio says outright deteriorating, I'm more inclined to, like, think like he's onto something. Watch next chapter be entirely focused around Apako and Usagi. I think it is, and I kind of like that because I do want to see that fight. I want to see, like, if Merume has any standability or if she's just, like, backup basically, and, like, the other two are forced to deal with it on their own. This is, like, a really interesting, like, extra detail of that. So, like, okay, hold on. Okay. Huh, alright, so... I really wasn't expecting, like, the lava rock to be perishable in any way. I believe the money thing was a test on Akka's part. He knows that he has pursuers with a... with the lava rock, and I think what's happening here is the rock being overwhelmed by the wealth and gravitational pull, and it's like coming apart as a result. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah. So it has limits then. I wonder what that means for like... Because like the deed was just a piece of paper, but it got drawn to them because the lava rock was near it, right? Huh. Seems to me like Howler really has no idea what's going on and didn't have a plan that directly included the lava rock. I think I disagree, because one, he knows about the lava rock, and two, he directly pointed it out to what's her face, that girl of that girl's bags group fame, Lulu. He directly pointed it out to Lulu. This is really interesting. Alright. I feel like I have so much that I want to say about this, but none of that, like, it's not even forming coherent thoughts. It's just... Rocky! Like, obviously, it's just a sailor outfit, right? It makes sense. But at the same time, he knows what he's doing. I like how, like, their faces are, like, just distant enough that we can't, like, make anything out heads or tails of them. It's very funny. Their, like, faces are just, like, shrouded in, shadow. They look exactly like him. They just don't have, like, the... what's it called? Like the compass pendant, or the... what's the other one? A dolphin? I don't remember. I was so caught off guard by this. You have no idea. Like, what the hell? It was like a flashbang. I wonder how much, he's just gonna keep drawing from, like, taunting or, teasing involvement of, JOJOLian stuff in JOJOLands. It feels like every chapter he's just figuring out a new way to tease that stuff. It's very funny. Because, like, something from JOJOLian has to come back, right? We're at the point in JOJOLands where, the equivalent in JOJOLian with, what's it called? Johnny Joestar, his death. We got the flashback to that, like, immediately after Shakedown Road, and I think that was around the same chapter as this. It might have been exactly, I think it was early 20s. Next chapter, we're gonna see a bunch of doctors that look like we already have Charming Man. That's the thing, we keep getting teases like that. It'd be so funny if he's just hiding, like, hiding among them. Among us. No, like, actually hiding among them, and we just don't know because there's never a detailed, illustration of him. But I think it'd be funnier if, like, he's the only one who isn't wearing a sailor suit. A bunch of laundromat owners that look like Damo. A bunch of fruit parlor owners that look like Jobin. there's gotta be like some fruit company representative that appears and like is a major, like there's something. The Higashikata Fruit Company is gonna get involved in some way. It has to, right? It just makes sense, doesn't it? Imagine if Josuke never shows up and after JOJOLands ends, Araki just confirms he was one of the guys there. Don't put that evil out there. I like to imagine that the only difference in Part 9 Gappy's design is just a thick mustache. I'm really curious as to like what he'll, if he appears, end up looking like in JOJOLands. I think it's very likely that he's going to come back. What I'm more interested in, like, figuring out is whether Yasuho is going to come back in any way. Like, even if it's just as, like, a single mention. Because I could see us going the entire part without, like, any mention of any other character from JOJOLion besides Gappy. But, like, Gappy I feel pretty confident is gonna come back in some way. Even if it's only briefly. I can't believe Rohan was the first character to come back in JOJOLands. It's so ridiculous. Like, we're 20 chapters since that happened, and I still can't believe it. Yasuho would be so dangerous in the modern day. I mean, the way 2011 was treated in JOJOLion, it basically was the modern day. Yeah, JOJOLion timeline is 2012 / JOJOLands timeline is 2020 Grunt Tsurugi year. I believe JOJOLion is 2011, and I believe JOJOLands is most likely to be 2023. That or 2022. It's post-COVID. We know that much at the very least. So I think 2023 is most likely. But that would be 12 years, so Tsurugi, I really wanted Tsurugi to be basically like the JOJOLands equivalent to Bruno Bucerati, but I don't think that's gonna end up happening. Unfortunately. Yeah, what else? We're just sailors, move on. Alright, yeah, so like, I do think Howler did this intentionally, where like he's trying to do something with on the offensive with the lava rock. I think it's very interesting if like having wealth in like physically close and in different directions causes the rock to come apart and like break into pieces. Mechanically, like, it's very interesting and makes sense. It just makes me even more interested in like how wealth is defined from Lava Rock's perspective, I guess. Because if you think about it, like, monetary wealth is just a representative of wealth. Like, a dollar doesn't actually hold any value, it holds value in like a social system, right? So like it's determining that based on what that thing is worth socially. So like the deed, if it is representative of all that land and the ownership of all that land, like you would think that it would be like a very strong force to draw the lava rock from it, but I don't know, like surrounding it literally with all this money makes me think, maybe that's not how it works. I don't know. The lava rock checks the NYSE every day, basically. Hey, but I don't know. Jobin is dead, so isn't the one who is leading the Higashikata Fruit CO will be Joshu? That depends on if Norisuke is still alive. Like, if he's still alive, then there's no reason that it would be handed down to any of the other Higashikatas. But I mean, maybe he died of sadness or something after the end of JOJOLion, because goddamn, he had it rough. But it could be either way, you know? Like, I could see Gappy even being the head of the fruit company at this point. We don't know what happened after JOJOLion. And, like, a lot of people were dead, so it's reasonable to assume that a lot of stuff changed very quickly. Imagine if there was no more human society, so there was nothing for the rock to work on. That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, the source of, if we're thinking of it from the side of the lava rock is based in a devil's palm, and it's like based in like holy energy or something like that, it's a very like human conception that's giving this rock power. So it's like the stands, right? If you took something like I don't know why this example came to me first, but Echoes, Koichi's stand from part 4. Its powers are drawn from like specific onomatopoeia. It's language based. So like it's based on like human perspective, basically, that it draws power from. So, you know, it's a lot of like this supernatural powers in JoJo is very human perspective based. That's like one of the really consistent things about it, which, you know, is always fun. There's a lot of other series that are like that. I think like Nen from Hunter x Hunter is very human perspective based as well, because like risk and reward is a defining part of it, and what counts as risk is very perspective based. So Bohemian Rhapsody is another example, very much powered by the human spirit. That's in a different way though. It's like that's more imprinting a form that's like fictitious into the real world as something that actually exists. I would say that's less perspective based and more, it's like carving a statue out into the real world more than like putting a signpost up that says like stop. I don't know if that explains everything, but yeah. I love how he just says cold hard cash. Alright. Just Howler just like waving around the gun this whole time. It's very funny to me for some reason, especially because he says I'm just placing it on the table, and then immediately starts waving it around. Like not even a second goes by, and he starts pointing it at people. Like nothing happened. What is your stand, man? He's ground man. He comes from the ground. And that's it. Also, yeah, again, Charming Man's like whole thing here, like, is very impressive. Howler-san. I like this little bit of typography here. It's very subtle. Like the wave of the sun. Look at this guy. Just like, look at the dumbass expression on him while he's pointing a gun at someone. Zero aura. I wonder what this like little plot of land, if it like is actually owned by the bank and like got that information out of the real Yokohama or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, the more I go through this, the more I'm starting to think, yeah, he might actually not actually have planned to do anything about. Well, no, because like the money around them is probably for the lava rock, but like he didn't think that. Sorry, I'm barely coherent right now, but like just like his plan was mostly in bringing the money around, and it didn't have anything to do with actually like drawing the lava rock to him with another lava rock. Outlet is probably physically incapable of shooting that gun. Becoming brittle and crumbling, I've seen this before. I've played these games before. This kind of makes me think that he wasn't aware that the lava rock would be torn apart, and that wasn't part of his plan, but... It's also possible that they used the lava rock enough that it lost juice, you know? And it, like, deteriorated in that way. I think I've pretty much like said all of that, I have to say. Can't really think of anything else. Although, like, this page is really funny. My Kohai at Harvard. Something about that sentence just tickles me. Look at her, like look at her at the bottom. She's like so happy to hear that too. She found a fellow Harvardite. Alright, if you all have anything you want to ask me to talk about, shoot. Otherwise I'm gonna head out. This is a pretty good chapter. I think the last chapter was probably a lot better, but like this is like really intense in a lot of ways, and I like what it's building up, so I'm very excited for the next chapter. Advertise your Discord server? Fine. 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 What's the invite that we have? I'll link it in the chat. Where is it? Where is it? Invites. Hold on. How do I do the invite thing? Hold on. Here we go. Okay. If you are not on the Discord, here is a link if you want to join up. I'll put it again and again And again, and again, and again. Alright. Now none of you can say anything about me never advertising it. Okay? If you want to talk about like JOJOLands stuff or just anything in general, head on over there. It's fun. I'm on there. Not a lot, but pretty often. What else? What else? What did I miss? Thoughts on the rock human naming scheme being used? Wait, what am I thinking Yokohama is? It's a place in Japan, right? Second largest city in Japan, and then what was Dragona going by? Pink Nagasaki. That's also a place in Japan, right? Another port city, I believe, yeah. What rock human naming scheme then? Because the rock human naming scheme, I believe, is like mountains. The senator from the beginning. Monte Bruto. Is that a mountain range in Italy? Monte Bruto. That immediately goes to the wiki. Zuto? Bad Mountain? Is that it? Monte is definitely mountain. I don't think it's specifically mountain range. It's specifically a rock human naming scheme, but like it's related to mountains, so maybe that's what Araki's going for. He kind of did drop that off after Dolomite. Or Dolomite. He and Dragona need to run off and become lovers, I don't know. Can't just keep shipping Dragona with everyone. There are other characters. But yes, this bottom panel with them is very cute. I think Araki is hiding too much from us, and some of us will eventually be bored. Bring out the stand, Araki. You gotta be patient with monthly series. Like, it's always gonna be the sort of way. People were like this with JOJOLion too. Like, people are like this with every single monthly manga series that I've seen. Like, when you read it all at once, it all becomes like so just like non-stop, like very fast-paced. But you know, you have to maintain the pacing a bit with the monthly series, and that gets... there's issues with that as a monthly reader, but you just have to bear with it. Stupid question, has JOJOLands finished or is it still going? It's like... we're at chapter 23, that's... JOJOLion ended at 110, so we're probably about 1/4 the way through. Oh, what if they solve this with beetle fights? That'd be amazing. Just do it all again. This kind of does feel like Gappy and Jobin going at it again. I don't know why. It just kind of give me that vibe. Howler has very Jobin vibes about him. He has that similar attitude. Similar, like, Nepo baby energy to him, you know? Alright. Well, I think I'm done for today. Hopefully I'll be back next month. Thank you all for coming. Yeah. Any last stuff? Yeah, I think we're done. Okay, hope you all enjoyed. Yeah, and join the Discord so people can say that I advertise the Discord. See ya.